Last year, I installed 600 amp hours of Li-Time lithium batteries in our Alliance RV. Now, those batteries have performed really well for us over the last 12 months, but there's been one issue with them that's bothered me or concerned me the whole time. And today, we're going to try to solve that problem in this episode of Troubles with Delaney. Hey everyone, my name's Patrick. I am so glad you stopped by. Most likely you stopped by because you did some kind of search about lithium batteries in your RV, or maybe you were searching for a very specific brand. And I have been running lithium batteries since 2018. Originally we started with Battle Born batteries. We had 200 amp hours of those, really liked those, they worked well. And then last year I switched to the Li-Time brand batteries because a lot of you were asking me to find an alternative to Battle Born that was significantly less expensive. And so those worked really well. My only issue with the ones that we purchased from Li-Time is the fact that they did not have any kind of built-in heater or low temp shutoff. So all last winter, because we use our RV in the winter, I was running the heat in the RV, which cost me a lot of propane. I had a little electric heater going to help supplement, and I just worried the whole winter about them. Now we got through the winter okay, but it was definitely something that was bothering me. Now they do sell them with heaters and low temp settings and things like that. So I don't want to make it sound like they don't sell those, but about a month ago, when Epoch Batteries reached out to me and said, hey Patrick, we would love for you to try one of our batteries, I instantly said, I might be interested, because my good friend Jonathan from Tree Talker the Traveler had just put Epoch batteries into his brand new Brinkley a few months ago, and he was telling me how great these batteries were. And several of you had reached out to me over the winter saying, hey, why didn't you try Epoch? They're really good batteries. And then I watched the comparison video that Will Prouse did, and I'll link that video at the end of this video for you, where he tears down a Li-Time battery and also one of these Epoch batteries. And he came to the conclusion they're both great batteries, but this one, well, let's dig into the box because my new batteries arrived. Now, again, I want to make it very clear that I did not purchase these batteries. They were provided for me to try out by Epoch. So if that matters to you, you know, you can make your own decision about my review of this video, but as I always try to do, I try to be as honest as possible. It looks like the first thing we have here is an owner's manual. Set that aside. Ooh, heavy foam, and there it is. There's one of the two batteries. We're gonna go ahead and pull this back, and we will get these out because we're going to install these today, but look at that bad boy. Now this is a 300 amp hour battery. They sent me two of them so we can work just like we were before with 600 amp hours. I'm seeing negative terminals here, positive there. We're going to talk about all the features, and I'm going to put specs on the screen at some point for you. An on-off switch, which we do not have on the Li-Time battery. You can actually shut these off, which I really like. And these communication ports is because these are made to communicate with Victron equipment, and we run a full Victron system here in our Alliance 29RL, so these are going to be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and let's get this thing out. Now these come in around 80 pounds, but remember they're 300 amp hour batteries. I'm going to set this right here, and you can see they do have these nice built-in straps, so I can easily move them around. Let's see what else we have in the box. All right, there we go. There's the screws for our terminals so we can hook up our cables. And then it looks like we have a communication cable. I believe that's going to go over here. And like I said, it looks like this one's to link the two batteries together for communication. And then we have a second one. I'm guessing it's going to be probably the same, but we will see. All right, there's battery number 2. And oh, it looks like another one of those communication port cables. Here is the cable I believe we need to hook up to the Victron. It looks like this goes to my inverter, and this goes to the battery. So that way the batteries will actually be able to communicate with the Victron to tell the charger exactly what it wants. And we have more screws for the terminals. Now what we need to do is move over. We need to get the Li-Time batteries out of there so we can get these installed. I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of how my system is currently wired. Myron from Landstar RV actually hooked these up for me, and so he's not able to be here today, but I just want to make sure I know where things are going. So we're going to go ahead and do the battery disconnect right there. And out of an extreme amount of caution, and I know a lot of you say you don't need to do that, but I'm going to power down the inverter, and then I'm going to kill the power to the rig. All right, there we go. The old batteries are out. I know I haven't told you exactly why I'm switching, other than the fact they sent them to me to try out. There is a reason. We'll get to that. They're in here. They actually take up a couple inches less than the old Litimes. They're good and snug. Now, I just have to reconnect the wires. Okay, everything is looking good here. So, first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and turn our batteries on. Remember, these batteries have an on-off switch. There's that one, and there's that one. And now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the battery shut-off switch back to the on position. And we have a light, so that tells me the 12 volts working. And now what I want to do is I'm going to flip the power back onto the RV. We should start getting some power from shore power, and then here in a second, and there it goes, we are now into bulk charge. Now I will need to go in and maybe make some adjustments here. We'll see, because again, these are 600 amp hours, but I want to make sure all the settings on the Victron are correct. Now we can hook these up, and we will hook these up as far as the communication, but I've got to figure out where that hooks up, and we might let Myron do that because he's more into the whole programming of the Multi Plus. I know it's as simple as plugging it from out here into somewhere on this Victron equipment. I just don't know where. So I'm going to go ahead, close this up. I think everything's good to go, and then I'll show you how you hook these up with a smart app. That's one of the reasons I really like these, is you can Bluetooth right to your batteries. And so you can know what's going on with them, even if you don't have the fancy Victron equipment like we have. So I really like that with these. All right, the batteries are installed. We're actually running the RV now off of those batteries that I just put into the RV. And I thought what we'd do is talk a little bit about some of the specs on these batteries, and then I'll explain why I was really excited to receive these. So for starters, the ones that they sent to me are their brand new dual purpose 12 volt 300 amp hour batteries. And the dual purpose is, you probably saw on that sticker on the outside that it actually said cranking and deep charge. So it has a cranking power of 1000 amps at 5 seconds, 800 amps at 10 seconds. They charge to 14.2 volts, so we have adjusted the Victron to set that to where we need it. But what I really like about these is the temperature range on these particular batteries are -4 all the way up to 140 degrees. So one of the things we have to worry about is not only on the low end of temperature, but we also worry about the high end of the temperature. Now they have a max charge of 300 amp hours, and they have a max discharge of 300 amp hours, which is one of the reasons I really love lithium batteries, unlike lead acid, to where it's recommended you not go down below 50% because it can damage the life of your battery. So in a typical, let's say 100 amp hour lead acid battery, you're only getting 50 amp hours out of them. But with these 300 amp hours of lithium, it's a full 300 amp hours. These particular batteries are also dust and waterproof, and that is really good to know, because obviously we put them in the front storage compartment for the fifth wheel, and that area is definitely going to get dusty, and hopefully we don't get moisture in there, but sometimes it's very possible that that could happen. Now I think I might have mentioned the warranty on these. They're rated for 6,000 plus cycles, and they truly are maintenance free. But more importantly, Epoch gives you an 11-year warranty. Now, with the Litime, we had a 5-year warranty. With the Battleborn, we had a 10. I've never owned a battery with this much warranty on it. And to me, that says something for the company. If they're willing to give it that kind of warranty, these are a quality battery. Now, these that I had sent to us are heated for sub-zero charging, and that really was the big reason I decided to go ahead and give these a try. Is, like I mentioned, our Lifetime batteries had no heater in them and they had no low temp shutoff, which meant anytime we were going down below 32 degrees, I was starting to panic. And so we would just go through a ton of propane in the winter months when we were camping, or running that electric heater just to try to keep those batteries warm. Another thing that I really like about these batteries is the fact that you can Bluetooth them right to your smartphone. So all you have to do is download the Epoch Pro app onto your smartphone, and then you click on Smart Batteries, and mine synced right up. I just turned one battery on at a time. It actually found it, and then I can go in on the app and see exactly what is happening with my batteries. And so right now we're sitting at 99% charge. It's letting me know that we have the full 300 amp hours available. We have a voltage of 13.6. It gives me even the temperature of the individual battery. And then I love the fact that I can click on details and it will let me know what each cell is doing. And so I can see all the cells are fully charged. I'm getting the green check mark telling me there's no issues. And then I can go into the other battery and I can check it as well. So in the past, when we were using just the shunt, we were just kind of getting like an aggregate of what was happening with the two batteries together. But now with their app, I'm actually able to go in and see exactly what is happening with both of my batteries. And I really like that. And the fact that we can then connect the batteries directly into the Victron equipment with the Victron comms and have those batteries actually communicating with our Victron system. That to me is a real plus. Weight-wise, I might have mentioned, these come in at 81 pounds for a 300 amp hour battery. And honestly, that's right in line with what we'd be at with a similar amount of amp hours. Size-wise, and I can put this on the screen for you, the length of the batteries is 19.7 inches, the width 9.84 inches, and the height is 9.06 inches. So they ended up fitting in just perfectly right there. I did save a little bit of room. I'm going to have to slide over the little bar that they had put in when we bought this trailer that was housing our other batteries, because unbelievably 600 amp hours, but they're just a touch narrower than the 200 amp hours of Lifetime that we had before. I love them. They look great. I love all the features of the communication. I love the fact that even right on top of the battery, there's a spot where I can push a button and get a quick sense of what the charge is. And just the fact that I'm not going to have to worry about them this winter or even in the summer when it's super hot out, to know that there's built-in protections with these and having that 11-year warranty. I mean, I literally said to my wife the other night when we were talking about these batteries, I said, if you think about it, I'm 56 today. These batteries are warranted until I'm 67 years old. That's just crazy. So we're going to put them to the test next month. We're going to go a whole entire weekend off of the shore power. We're going to find out how they perform, and we will be documenting that and bringing it to you in a future video. I want to thank Epoch Batteries again for sending us these batteries to give them a try, put them to the test over the next year, see how they perform, and hopefully you find some value in this video. Now that you've heard from me, make sure you check out this video next, where Will Prouse looked at the Lifetime batteries versus the Epoch batteries, so you can find out about both of them. And until next time, everybody, we'll see you on down the road. Bye.